Hello and welcome to all. Humans are not the only ones who can be excellent actors. Animals too can act in a quite impressive way. Some of them are even so dramatic that they would deserve an Oscar. Imagine a horse jumping, after much hesitation, a small obstacle in a totally hilarious way, a dog playing dead just to stay in a park, or a cat pretending to be stuck under the tire of a car. There is no doubt that they have a real gift for acting. So, if you want to discover the 12 incredibly dramatic animals that deserve an Oscar, stay with us until the end. Here they are. It is well known that all animals love to eat treats. And cats are no exception. The proof is in this video sequence where we can see a totally hilarious cat. Called Chen Guden, this little feline of British Shorthair breed hates having his treat taken away. But instead of claiming it by meowing, as any other cat would do, Chen Guden prefers to make a huge cry. Thus, as we can see in this video, this cat gets angry very quickly when its Chinese owner, originally from Chaozhou, deprives it of its favorite food. At one point, when this feline saw his owner take his food away again, he remained strangely calm for a few seconds. He was certainly assessing the situation, before starting to meow loudly until he got what he wanted. This made his owners and countless internet users laugh. Here is now a domestic otter that has made the rounds of social networks. Barely 4 months old, this small mammal was, at first, very scared at the idea of taking its very first bath. Indeed, the otter was making very high-pitched cries just to avoid entering the bathtub water. A very touching scene but also very hilarious. And for good reason. Its instinct took over very quickly. As soon as it touched the water, the otter, intrigued, was already starting to appreciate its new environment. And a few seconds later, the otter naturally plunged into the water. In the end, we doubt that it will ever come out of it. Show jumping is a practice that all riders must teach their horse to be able to win competitions. However, this horse, named Commando, is probably not destined for such a future, since it suddenly stopped dead in front of a small obstacle during a competition. Yet he still doesn't give up. Despite his fears, Commando will feel the ground, move forward one step, and backward another until he finally decides to take the plunge, and not just any way. In fact, instead of jumping, Cody made a big leap, comparable to a rabbit jump. At least he has the merit of being very original and, above all, of making a multitude of people around the world laugh. To enjoy the good weather, a man decided to walk his dog in a park in Australia. But when it was time to go home, the pet found a very clever technique to save more time in the park, playing dead. Thus, on this video, we can see a man trying to convince his dog, who has been lying on his back, to go ahead to go home, but in vain. It is only when her owner pretended to abandon her in the park, that the dog got up, without taking a step. This caused her owner to pull her slightly with the leash, but again, without success. The dog who was sitting down even chose to lie on her back again, for a few moments, under the amused and fascinated gaze of several passers-by, who apparently enjoyed this scene of disobedience. However, after many long minutes, the dog finally agreed to cooperate and move forward. Unsurprisingly, this video sequence made everyone laugh, except perhaps the master. Mongooses are, of course, quite ferocious wild animals, but in front of an animal that threatens them, they certainly risk being eaten in a single bite. So, to face a predator, this mongoose has found the right solution to save its skin. Indeed, when this mongoose found itself in front of a billed hornbill, the animal automatically put itself on its back, making the bird believe that its prey was no longer edible. Which is really clever. Such behavior is scientifically called thanatosis. But was this mongoose really trying to trick the bill hornbill? After all, it might just be playing. In any case, one thing is certain, this scene made the internet users happy. Before continuing this video, here is the question of the day: which animal is the symbol of the United States? Is it option A, the bald eagle, option B, the golden eagle, option C, the griffon vulture? Write the right answer in the comments and we'll see at the end of the video if you were right. Ducks can sometimes show very impressive intelligence. You doubt it? Well, this video might just convince you that these waterfowl are actually very smart. In fact, when faced with a Labrador that was probably trying to play, this duck narrowly avoided being chased by the animal and, above all, being bitten. How? simply by playing dead. And the duck left nothing to chance to make us believe in deception. He even kept his eyes closed while remaining perfectly still for a long time. As for the dog, he obviously fell into the trap. Standing in front of his prey, the Labrador ended up being attracted probably by another animal. As soon as the dog ran away, the duck got up in the blink of an eye to flee, offering a truly comical scene to the internet users. In fact, many people think that the duck deserves an Oscar for its comedy. And it must be said that they are not wrong. This horse from Mexico, called Xinjiang, has become a big star on social networks. The reason? He hates being ridden. And he makes it very well known. Indeed, every time his rider Francisco Salazar tries to ride him, the horse takes out the actor inside him and takes a malicious pleasure in faking his death. And the least we can say is that he does it very well. Everything is there. The tongue hanging out, the eyes closed, and without forgetting that he remains completely motionless while lying on the ground. You won't believe it. But for lack of having us at his little game, the horse made a good number of people laugh. So much so that Xinjiang's video went viral. From now on, if his owner can no longer ride him, it is undeniable that this little joker would deserve the Oscar for the best four-legged actor. Dogs often tend to like walks, but sometimes, some of them prefer to take a little nap. In this video, published by Steph Haberman, we can see a dog categorically refusing to go on the road with his owner. Instead, the animal lies on his back on a street in New York City. As for its owner, he obviously did not succeed in convincing him to get up. At least not for a long time. Was it because of the heat of the summer that the dog wanted to rest for a while? In any case, this animal's reaction was incredibly dramatic. This did not fail to make not only its owner but also the passers-by and a multitude of people laugh. Unsurprisingly, this video quickly made the rounds of social networks.
Sorry.
You've probably already heard of Grumpy Cat, the cat that gives the impression of being constantly angry. Unfortunately, this little feline died in May 2019, but it seems that a completely different cat, named Kitsia, could well replace him since he too seems to be in a grumpy mood all the time. And this is precisely why his mistress, who is passionate about photography, decided to take Kitsia as a model and to create an Instagram account for her, where internet users will be able to see the amazing pictures of the cat. Very quickly, the animal met with great success on the social network, to the point of having accumulated nearly 95,000 subscribers today. As a result, by giving the impression of being angry, this cat has gained great popularity. However, it should be remembered that Kitsia is actually anything but cranky. Her mistress, Victoria Otdylnova, originally from Ukraine, even says that she is perfectly adorable, sweet, affectionate, and very playful. And if her pet gives the impression of being angry all the time, it is only because of a form of dwarfism and feline malocclusion. It is, therefore, necessary to believe that this cat is naturally dramatic. If snakes are dreaded creatures, they may also be prey for other predators. And to defend themselves, some species react in a strange way. This is the case of the hognose snake. In case of danger, this species first tries to intimidate its opponent by straightening and inflating the upper part of its body. But this technique is not always effective. Nevertheless, the snout snake has more than one trick up its sleeve. And yes, if his little trick doesn't work, he resorts to a completely different tactic, playing dead. And it works. By turning over on its back and remaining motionless with a gaping mouth, without showing any sign of life, the animal convinces its predator to turn back. And once away, the snout snake comes back to life, as if by a miracle. Incredible, isn't it? If there's one animal that deserves the most to get the Oscar for Best Actor, it would definitely be this cat. And that's not wrong. At first glance, it really looks like this cat is suffering a lot after a car ran over it. But as soon as we look a little closer, we can easily realize that, in truth, the cat is just lying under the car. Nevertheless, it must be recognized that this feline plays very well the role of a cat that has just been run over. With its mouth wide open and its body lying so close to the wheel, this cat undoubtedly has a gift for acting. It is not a surprise that this cat has made the buzz on all the social networks. Now it's your turn to tell us in comments which one of these animals seems the most dramatic of all. If not, it's the bald eagle, which is the symbol of the United States. It was chosen on June 20, 1782, by the Continental Congress. I hope that many of you found the right answer.